in the hood with it. Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know we get it in. But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel and it's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and I'm very much appreciative. I know I couldn't do it without you. Stick it in his ass, right? Wes Watson, right? Hey, what's up, brother? Right? Wes Watson, the shot caller, the fucking llavero, the fucking key holder. Where does he hold those keys? Well, according to Wes, way up somewhere where the sun doesn't shine. Or maybe it's so diametered out the game that the sun does shine in it. I don't know. We'll never know, right? I ain't trying to stop stinky. I'm not trying to get too close to him. Not as close as he got to P. Diddy. Now, I will say this about Wes Watson. The other day, I was watching a video on Instagram, and he got swatted. Nope. They didn't. But they actually pulled up to his pad, or this is what the video was showing. So he was in a room with two strange men when there was a knock at his door or a pebble was thrown out the window. Whatever communication they used to facilitate him coming outside, all I know is the video starts with Wes Watson coming outside. And of course, he is being what is known as the term swatted, right? Now, what does swatted mean? That means somebody allegedly called in and made accusations that Wes was doing something strange with two individuals, that there was something in the home, something, right? Something to the effect that the SWAT team literally had to pull up and get at him, right? Now, I've seen many individuals be swatted in the past, and it's unfortunate when people utilize that tool or tactic to troll or just, mess with people's heads. That's cold. It's a cold situation, right? Especially when the guy's just minding his own business, doing his thing. I mean, he was just in there with his two fellas doing burpees, allegedly, right? Or whatever the hell that they were doing. They were either playing Dungeons and Dragons, Yahtzee, doing burpees, giving each other mamones, whatever Caitlyn Jenner type shit that they were on at that point was their business and their business only. But someone decided, according to Wes, to call the authorities and have him come knock at his door and do a welfare check, right? Well, here's the thing. Crazy ass Wes Watson, I'll die for this shit, right? He had a whole different dialect and tone, okay, when it came to talking to the officers. It was more of a, why me? Well, I'm a tax-paying citizen. Why me, right? He didn't want that smoke. But if you really start to break down the video and look at it for what it is, you can see that there were some things that I was very skeptical of in the beginning. And someone else on YouTube decided to expose Wes Watson for being a fraud, a fake, and basically said that he faked this whole swatting thing. This was all a ploy to, I guess, get attention, to stay in the algorithm, or maybe so just to, make people feel sorry for him. Now, we all know that Wes Watson, the character he is, a lot of people talk about him. And I get a lot of hatred for even discussing this man. And at the end of the day, I don't hate Wes Watson. I don't dislike Wes Watson. Would I go fuck with Wes Watson? No. He has other guys in the room with him doing that for him. He doesn't need me. And I definitely don't want to be involved in that. But one thing I do know about Wes Watson is this. There's a lot of things that he says and he does that just make me chuckle. They make me laugh, right? And I think it makes everyone else laugh. He's pretty much been put on blast now and exposed for, fraudulent stories. And basically, some of these things he said, he just overdid it. It's not that he told fake stories. It's that just he put too much tapatio on it. Way too much hot sauce. We all know white brothers like mild, right? But he put hot, tapicante, right? But I'll tell you this. The other day, this swatted stuff, this is nothing to be fooled with or played with. There's a lot of content creators, a lot of people, period, in society that have been swatted by baby mamas, by boyfriends like Wes, just a lot of different things. And it's uncalled for, right? It's fucked up. Someone's just trying to live their life and do their thing. And you have the task force kicking in your door. And that brings me to this exposing stuff. Wes Watson, why didn't they kick his door in? Why did they just knock on his door with heavy machine guns and just want to talk? Okay? There had to be a reason for this. Usually, in all the different swatting situations that I've seen on social media or that I've heard about, usually you're in there fucking doing your thing, playing Yahtzee with your homeboys, and the door comes flying in, and next thing you know, you're on the ground and you don't know what happened. It fucks your whole equilibrium up. Even worse than Wes Watson cramming his hand up his asshole. It's definitely a different type of feeling, I'm sure, right? But they knocked at his door in this video. Okay, and they started to have a discussion. If you're a threat, if there's enough threat to warrant the officers coming to your spot, there shouldn't be any talking going on. They're not going to give you a chance to justify what's going on. If they came strapped up like they were in that video, obviously they feel there's a big enough threat going on or something, an incident occurring that needs their immediate attention enough to pull out the heavy firearms. Now, let me explain something to you. I get pulled over, right? I was a gang member, a validated street gang member for a lot of years. And I remember there was at one point in time when I used to get pulled over when I was an active gang member. And all this shit comes up. When they punch in, when they pull you over and they punch it in, they know that they're fooling with someone a little bit different, right? And so they used to pull up a couple cop cars deep, hands on their guns, you know, and they approached me with caution. Why? Because they considered me a threat or dangerous, a dangerous member of society. And then once we got everything cleared, then I was able to go on my way, or I was locked up depending upon what was going on at that point. Now, I had a homeboy, and I have a homeboy right now that was a validated associate of a prison organization at one point. And when they pull him over or they run up on him, there's no questions asked. It's heavy machine guns. It's fucking, and it's because of his resume. It's because of who he was affiliated with and where he's been that, of course, the cops feel like this guy poses a serious threat. Now, again, man, you know, after talking it out and figuring out what the situation is, they either let him go or they lock his ass up. It's the way it is. But there's different levels to this shit. Now, Wes Watson was never that guy. Okay, as much as he likes to scream and yell and spit and stick hands in his ass, he was never that guy. Okay, that's been already proven. That's been shown. If anything, what's been proven is he's just a narcissist with displaying narcissistic behaviors. And he likes to disrespect other men that he feels are out of shape. His whole focus and his whole goal in life is to get right. But he can't get right. He's like Lefty Gunplay. He just can't get right. Right now, here's the thing with Wes. His YouTube videos, his TikTok videos, things that he's done in the past don't warrant this type of attention from officers. Okay? I don't see no reason for them to come heavily armed as they were in that video to his house to just chop it up and talk. They usually don't do that. So I watched a video the other day. I think the guy took the video down. I can't recall it. Where he exposed Wes Watson for this swatting being fakery, right? Tomfoolery. Another one of Wes Watson's fables. Another thing that he's displaying and showing you for attention. He's an attention grabber. It's what he wants, right? There's a lot of people on social media that will tell you shit that isn't true, or they'll tell you half truths or half lies because they want you to stay tuned in and tapped in. Now, we all know when Wes Watson did the fresh and fit thing, that shit, bro, right there was fucking, that was laughable, right? He got put on blast. He put it himself on blast. He put himself in a situation, man, he couldn't crawl up under that rock anymore. You know, his narcissistic ways caught up to him. And he basically got clowned on by an individual who was much smarter than him. Couldn't take it, so he started to make all types of derogatory fucking verbal, you know, he verbally abused this guy. And he made some derogatory statements about the gay community and called this guy way up out his name. And it just was a bad look all the way around. Now, immediately when that happened, Wes got the attention that he wanted. Then he got the attention that he didn't want. So a lot of people started to go in on him. A lot of people started to feel like, hey, this enough is enough. You know, hey, it's cool. You made your little money doing your little scheme. Hey, it's cool. You did whatever you did. You were able to make it yourself, your presence felt on YouTube or whatever social media that you're on that day. But quietly as it's kept, it was just blind luck and determination that got this man there. Okay? He worked his ass off. I'll give him that, right? And he ran into the right people that had a game plan, and he executed that game plan. And of course, that game plan was built on lies and a lot of frivolous fucking bullshit. Now, regardless of how you feel about Wes Watson, whether you like him or you don't, whether you believe him or not, he's still a person, and nobody deserves to be swatted. But do I think that he was swatted the other day? Twice. He said he was swatted a week before that it happened, right? Do I think that this was real? I don't. And I'm going to tell you why. Again, I have a homeboy that is a content creator that was actually swatted, man. Trolls felt some type of way. They found out where he lived. They doxed him. Then they sent fucking tasks to his pad. These guys broke every window out, kicked in his back door. I mean, they came in because there was a big threat there. Okay, there's no way they're just gonna knock on your door and be like, hey, can we talk to you? I'm a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. They don't give a fuck what type of taxes you pay. Your ass is gonna get taxed, right? That's just the way it is. So what does Wes Watson have to gain off of saying something like this and putting a video out there? First of all, you're allowed to record. If officers come to your pad, they're recording, you're allowed to record. It's your right. You have rights. I know that there's always going to be a situation where the officers are like, put the phone down. They're going to find any type of way to dissuade you from recording what's going on. That's just their protocol. That's the way they do it. But you have every God-given right to do that, to record, right? But if you have guys in there with you, there's more than just you. They're coming to your pad. And like I said, there was reasons. If someone called in to get them swatted, there had to be reasons to get the cops to go there. Look, I know about the cops. They don't just pull up anywhere. You dial 911 nowadays, and you might be waiting for a fucking hour. If it's not deemed an emergency, they're going to give you a whole nother number to call. And after about the 100th ring, you might get through to some fucking black chick that's on there. She's like, child, are you sure this is a goddamn emergency? Right? I'm telling you. It's hard nowadays to get the officers to go to your pad because your car got broken into, right? They're just not pulling up on anything anymore. So for them to really come heavily armed surrounding his home for the second time in a week, there has to be something that was going on. Now, if there was loud screaming going on, again, if they were in there playing Twister and maybe the neighbor heard, hey, man, I don't know, there's a bunch of strange men in this house fucking parlaying. I could have swore I seen P. Diddy fucking jump out the top window butt naked, right? Then maybe, the cops are a little bit interested or curious or whatever, and then they might pull up to talk to you. But usually the officers will just pull up, knock at your door, and no guns drawn or nothing. And they'd be like, hey, can I talk to you, Mr. Watson? We're getting reports that there's a guy, sounds like he's gargling loud. And it sounds like you. Are you okay? We just want to make sure that your throat does not catch up to your ass, right? Now, I could understand that situation. But to say that, to come heavily armed and do all this 1 week after they just did this before, allegedly. Okay? Now, this guy that I seen that did this video exposing it, he actually called into this police department. He actually investigated it thoroughly. And I wish I could find the video for you. But again, man, it was taken down. I'm sure at fucking Wes's bequest, right? Or his request. And he said that there was no verification that this ever happened. Now I know these content creators that got a little bit of money, and Wes got a little bit of money. They're able to facilitate a facade. They're able, hey, his life's a movie. He said it, hey, you said it, Holmes, life's a risk, not right? He said it when he met up with P. Diddy and bought him a fucking croissant at the local fucking coffee place, right? He was all happy. Do you remember when Wes pulled up on fucking P. Diddy? Hey, guess what? Guess who it is? P. Diddy. P. Diddy, bro. He's going to beat the hell out of you like he did Cassie. You better watch out, Wes. You better watch out. We heard about you. You and P. Diddy got a lot in common, according to your ex. Now, do I believe that the TAS went to his house for whatever? No. Because that video basically exposes the fact that they're not really that concerned. I mean, like I said, the neighbors might have called in because there was a noise complaint of grown men fucking like ball slapping against the wall and shit. But as far as them just coming in and thinking someone's getting killed in there or something like that, they didn't do that. Now, usually when they SWAT, it's because someone says, hey, it's an immediate threat. Someone's in danger. There's lives in danger. And so they come in full force. Okay? They didn't this time. And I would think, why, knowing Wes Watson and the way he is, he wears his life on his sleeve. His life's a movie and he wears it on his sleeve. He wants everyone to know exactly what's going on with him daily because this is the way he equates views into fucking bread, right? Into money. And most content creators do. They vlog their life. They let you know. I mean, he was quick to pull out the phone when he ran into P. Diddy. He's quick to pull out the phones when he's in the gym. He's quick to pull out the phones when he's walking down the street in Florida. All these different things he does, but his house gets swatted the first time and there was no mention of it, didn't speak on it until it gets swatted again, and then this video gets exposed. Now, this is a perfectly coordinated plan to make people feel sympathetic towards Wes's cause. See, because Wes has fell off. Whether you like to believe it or not, he has. You know, his channel that has 500,000 subscribers. And let me break it down for you. Being a content creator, I know the numbers. I know how to crunch the numbers pretty decent, right? If you have 500,000 subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, which I'm surprised Wes only has that. You would think the way he acts and the way he runs around that he would have millions of subscribers. But of course, he just utilized social media as a stepping stone to get involved in this physical training that he does for $20,000 a pop, right? And there's a lot of people that hate on Wes, and don't get it twisted, man. I don't condone hating on the next man. I can't sit here and do a video about people hating on Lefty Gunplay and people hating on this guy or that guy and then do the same thing to Wes Watson. I don't hate him. I'm not hating on him. I hope he wins at the end of the day and gets all the money he wants. I just think that the tactics that he utilizes are fucked up, right? The way he tries to play people out of pocket, the way his shit don't stink, and the way how if you're not like he is or in the same time zone or thinking the way he does, then you're basically a piece of shit in his book. He said it many a times, right? If you're not doing what he does, then you ain't doing shit. And the fact of the matter is, man, whatever he's doing to get swatted, I'm not trying to do. Hell nah, we won't go, right? I'm not trying to stick paperwork in my ass. Okay, I'm not trying to have strange men in my house playing Jenga. Okay, I'm not trying to have women all on YouTube fucking talking about fucking I spit on them and stuff. I'm just not trying to do all that. That's not me. But what I will say is this. I'm trying to make my money. I'm trying to be financially secure. But I'm going to just speak the realness and speak it the way it's supposed to be. So anyways, this guy calls in and he finds out that there was never any task that swatted Wes. So what excuse is Wes going to make? You know, is he exposed again, right? Is he going to lie his way out of this one and say that, oh, this was just for a movie? And that's what they do. You'll see people, they'll get jammed up or they'll do something and later on they were filming a movie, a documentary, right, about his life. Well, let me tell you this. He was locked up on weed charges. This man ain't never been, Tass ain't never fucking caught him up like this. He done watched something and figured, hey, this is a way to at least do a practical joke or whatever. And it got put out there and he just ran with it. But I'll tell you right now, this video of Wes being swatted does not look like any other video I've ever seen of anyone else being swatted. This is not even considered being swatted. This is considered a welfare check. They had to make sure his shit wasn't getting ripped wide open. You know, whether it be by his hand or those two other guys' hands. You know, and when he came out, it was funny because when he came out of the room, he was like, it's just me and my buddies. And then the cops were like, yeah, we know. What are you doing? I don't know. We're in here playing fucking Uno, right? Well, yeah, reverse, right? And I'm a tax-paying citizen. I'm tired of this happening. All these different things he said. Let me tell you, if they felt there was a threat in that home, they would not have even let him talk. They would have snatched his ass up, slammed him on the ground. And I don't give a fuck if you got money, Lamborghinis, your Wes Watson, a big old house with nothing in there but a bed and strange men. They don't care. Okay, that's not the way the officers work. It's all about their safety and security first and the safety and security of the situation. They don't give a fuck about what you got going on and what you got to say. All that I'm a tax-paying citizen doesn't matter to them. Okay, they ain't seen none of that bread. You know, but at the same time, for those that believe that with Wes Watson, then you'll believe anything. I had a lot of people come in and they're always protecting him. You know, and I understand. I understand, man. You know, it's fucked up when everyone's going in on one man. When everyone's constantly talking about him. But when you put yourself in the social media limelight, okay, you put yourself there, even myself, when you expose yourself, then people are going to constantly look in on you and try to figure out anything they can to tear you down. I'm not trying to tear Wes Watson down. You know, in fact, some of the things he says, I laugh about. I think he's a comedian. I think it's funny. And for those that believe it because of his size and because of the way he spits and yells and screams. And, you know, some of these things he has said in his videos are true. Some of these things I can agree with. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say Wes Watson hasn't been incarcerated and around some real ones. I'm sure he has. But, I mean, his truths are proven to be false. You know, and at the end of the day, everyone must be held accountable, even myself, right, on certain things. But here's one thing I will say about Wes Watson. You know, enough is enough, man, with the bullshitting the people. Just be real. You know, if this guy would have been real from the gate, I think he would have still fucking shined. He still would have did his thing. You know, Does he make money? Does money make a man? No. Money financially secures a man. He's able to do other things that other people can't. But it doesn't make him any better than anyone else. And he always says, oh, I'm rich. I'm this. I'm that. Yeah, but then you got to remember 10 years ago when you weren't. When you were sitting in a prison cell contemplating what you were going to do next with your life. You know? So as far as the swatting stuff, it's already been exposed as fake. He never was swatted. That was all a facade to put on. I don't know if he hired these guys or they were paid actors or whatever. But at the end of the day, man, you know, nothing shocks me with Wes Watson. You know, the only thing shocking is the amount of items he could place up his rectum. That's shocking. That's shocking. I remember I had a celly, man, that about the fucking one day, he's like, hey, I got to do my drop. And this is how we used to do it. I'm going to give you guys the rundown so you know. This is how it was. I used to fucking hate it, right? So on a 4-yard, as a Norteño in them times, you had to be secure. So we'd have our bundles out. Yes, they're called bundles. We'd have our bundles out, our pieces or whatever during the daytime because we were writing and sending missives and palomas and doing what we were doing. You know, we were programming. But when it's program shutdown time or just prior to program shutdown time, we would have to secure everything. And it was the worst time of the day. You know, it was, hey, you better take your fucking masa before you had to secure something because, hey, the last thing you want is a bundle with all kinds of caca around it. I've been there. I can tell you the truth, right? And I don't lie about it. And so we used to fucking do what we did to get ready. And my celly would put up a curtain. He'd secure his bundle. Then I'd have to secure my bundle. Well, what had happened was we got some weapon stock, right? Weapon stock being pieces. They were made. They were plastic pieces, but they weren't sharpened yet. And my celly was hella good at sharpening the pieces. So he was going to put the tip in, sharpen it, get it to the tip, and then shoot them back out to the homies, right? That's what it was. And they had shot in 3 pieces. Now, I already had a piece on me. My piece, okay, that I had made, plus my bundle, okay, because I was in a position within the COC, meaning not a shot caller or nothing like Wes says, but I was within the circle of trust. Let's just say that. So I had my fucking, my piece and my bundle, and believe me, I made the smallest piece that you can make and still have respect, right? And so I'm secured, I'm proper, right? And I'm like, fuck. And the homie sits down to do his thing. And he's like, hey, bro, I'm going to need you to take one of these pieces, bro. I can't fit all this shit. And I was like, nah, bro, you're the sharpener, right? That's on you. And he was a younger homie. He was probably in his 25, 26. I was like, nah, you're a big dude. I was thin, you know, cut up. He was a big dude. So I was like, man, you got plenty of room. Get your Wes Watson on. This motherfucker had to secure some shit. And I remember, hey, the whole night I was giving him trouble, right? He was like, damn, bro, I don't feel right. I said, yeah, ain't nothing right about that. Ain't nothing right about that, bro. You're on that. No Diddy. No Wes, right? So I understand having to stick massive amounts of things, secure them. But Wes Watson, the number of things that he said that he has secured is out of the ordinary. Like paperwork. Securing things that you don't even have to secure just to secure them. It's crazy. And when I say the word secure, that means hoop it. Anyways, with that being said, Wes Watson was exposed that he was not swatted, and it was all make-believe. And again, a ploy, man, to get his name in the algorithm, to get his name out there. And it's fucked up because the people that have been swatted in the past and things that do happen, it's like the boy that cries wolf. You know, it's a situation to think that's a funny matter, man. I've heard of a story of a person being swatted, their kids, their family, their old lady gets slammed on the ground, everything. Just come to find out, man, it was just a hater a few streets down laughing about it, recording it. It's unfortunate. With that being said, my advice to Wes Watson is stop hanging around with strange men in your house and you won't have to worry about the task coming to watch you, right? And stop faking the funk, man. This is the gun. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm just having fun with it, man. It's Wes Watson Wednesday, and Dubs got some banger for you guys, Wes Watson-ish. So go over there and tap in, man. Thank you. Hey, do me a favor, gente. Tap into Sancho TV, man. There's some youngsters out of San Jose. They do a lot of hot tour interviews with chicks coming all drunk and stuff out of clubs in downtown San Jose. It's hilarious, man. Some of the greatest content I've seen on YouTube. So tap into Sancho TV, and I appreciate all the support. Tell them the gun sent you. Bang, bang.